It's 2 a.m. You just got your heart broken. Or maybe you just had the worst day at work. Or perhaps you're just sitting in that heavy fog of sadness that you can't quite explain to anyone. And you do something that, on the surface, makes absolutely no sense. You open Spotify, scroll past all the upbeat playlists your friends made for you, past the motivational pump-up songs, and you go straight to that playlist. The one with the slow piano, the raw vocals, the lyrics that feel like they were written specifically about your pain. You press play on the saddest song you know, and you feel your chest tighten even more. If someone walked in right now, they might say, "Why are you making it worse? You're already sad. Why would you listen to sad music?" And maybe you've asked yourself the same question. Maybe you've felt embarrassed about it, like you're wallowing, like you're being dramatic, like you should just put on something happy and snap out of it. But I'm here today to tell you something that might change how you see yourself. You're not wallowing, you're not being dramatic, and you're definitely not making it worse. What you're doing is one of the most sophisticated forms of emotional regulation that humans have. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do. Today we're going to look at the neuroscience behind why sad music when you're sad isn't self-destruction, it's self-care. Let's start with the obvious question. If you're already in pain, why would you choose to consume more pain? Wouldn't that be like pressing on a bruise? From the outside, it looks irrational, and for most of human history, even psychologists thought you were doing something harmful. The old advice was always the same. Distract yourself, think positive, listen to something cheerful, fake it till you make it. But here's what they got wrong. They assume that emotions work like a gas tank. If you're running low on happiness, just pour more happy stuff in and you'll feel better. But your brain doesn't work that way. Your emotions aren't a tank you fill, they're a signal you process. When you're sad, your brain is trying to tell you something important. Maybe you lost something that mattered. Maybe you're grieving a version of yourself that no longer exists. Maybe you're processing a disappointment. That sadness isn't the problem. That sadness is the messenger. And when you try to cover that message with artificially happy music, your brain knows you're lying to it. It's like trying to put a smiley face sticker over a check engine light. The light is still on. The engine still needs attention. This is where sad music becomes medicine instead of poison. When you choose a song that matches your emotional state, you're doing something psychologists call mood congruence. You're not wallowing, you're validating. You're saying to your brain, "I see you. I hear what you're trying to tell me. This feeling is real and it deserves to exist." But here's where the science gets beautiful. Your brain has a region called the nucleus accumbens. This is your reward center, the part that releases dopamine when something feels good. Now, you'd think that sad music would shut this area down, right? Wrong. Research shows that when you listen to sad music while you're sad, your nucleus accumbens actually lights up. You're getting a dopamine reward from the sadness. It sounds paradoxical. How can sadness feel good? But think about it this way. When you watch a sad movie and cry, you don't call that masochism. You call it catharsis. When you read a tragic novel and feel your heart break for the characters, you don't feel worse afterward. You feel strangely lighter. That's because your brain distinguishes between real sadness and aesthetic sadness. Real sadness is the kind you can't escape. It's the sadness of actual loss, of real-world consequences. But aesthetic sadness, the sadness you get from art, from music, is sadness you chose. It's sadness in a controlled environment. Your amygdala, the part of your brain that processes threat, knows the difference. When you're heartbroken in real life, your amygdala is screaming, danger, pain, threat. But when you listen to a heartbreak song, your amygdala whispers, this is safe pain. This is pain I can hold. This is pain I can process. It's like the difference between drowning in the ocean and sitting in a bathtub. The water is the same, but one is terrifying and the other is soothing. Sad music is the bathtub. It lets you feel the emotion without the chaos of the real-world context. You get to practice sadness in a space where it can't actually hurt you. But there's a second mechanism at play. Your brain has something called mirror neurons. These are the neurons that allow you to feel what other people feel. When you see someone smile, your mirror neurons make you want to smile too. When you see someone cry, you feel that tightness in your own chest. This is the foundation of empathy. When you listen to a sad song, you're not just hearing notes and words. You're hearing another human being's emotional experience. The artist is saying, I felt this too. I survived this too. You are not alone in this feeling. Your mirror neurons fire. You synchronize with their sadness, and suddenly your private pain becomes a shared human experience. This is why the lyrics matter so much. When Adele sings about heartbreak, when Billie Eilish whispers about emptiness, when Johnny Cash's voice cracks with regret, your brain doesn't just hear music, it hears testimony. It hears proof that this emotion you're feeling is not unique to you. It's not evidence that you're broken. It's evidence that you're human. And that recognition, that moment of someone else gets it, is profoundly healing. There's also a third layer. Your brain has a structure called the hippocampus. This is your memory center. When you're sad, your hippocampus often replays the memories that are connected to that sadness. The fight you had, the person you lost, the opportunity that slipped away. These memories loop in your head like a broken record, and each loop makes a sadness feel more overwhelming. But here's what sad music does. It interrupts that loop. When you play a sad song, your hippocampus has a new memory to encode. Instead of replaying the fight, it's now processing the chord progression. Instead of fixating on the loss, it's following the melody. The song becomes a container for the emotion. It gives your sadness structure, rhythm, a beginning, and most importantly, an end. 3 minutes and 42 seconds. That's how long most songs last. And when the song ends, your brain gets a signal. This emotional experience had a duration. It's not infinite, it's not permanent. You felt it fully and now it's over. You can breathe again. This is something your real life sadness doesn't give you. Real sadness feels endless. But a sad song teaches your brain that feelings, even intense ones, have a timeline. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but what if I listen to sad music and I just get stuck? What if I never get out of the sadness? This is a fair concern, and it brings us to an important distinction. There's a difference between using sad music as a tool for processing and using it as a place to hide. If you listen to sad music, feel the emotion, maybe cry, and then you're able to move forward with your day, that's healthy emotional regulation. You use the music as a bridge. You crossed from unprocessed pain to acknowledged pain. That's growth. But if you're listening to sad music on repeat for days, weeks, refusing to engage with anything else, isolating yourself, that's different. That's rumination. That's when sad music stops being a tool and becomes a trap. Your brain gets stuck in the loop, instead of using the music to break the loop. So how do you know which one you're doing? Here's the test. After you listen to a sad song, do you feel lighter, even just a little bit? Do you feel like you've released something? Or do you feel heavier, more numb, more disconnected from the world? The first one is catharsis. The second one is avoidance. And if you're experiencing the second one, it might be time to gently introduce some variety. Not fake happy music, just music that moves you toward a slightly different emotional space. Music that acknowledges the sadness, but also whispers that you're going to survive it. Let me give you 3 practical tools to use sad music in a healthy way. First, create what I call a processing playlist. This is not your everyday sad playlist. This is a curated set of 8 to 10 songs that you only listen to when you need to actively process an emotion. These are songs that make you cry, but in a good way. Songs where the lyrics feel like they're speaking directly to your experience. The rule is simple. You listen to this playlist all the way through, start to finish, and then you put it away. You don't loop it, you don't put it on shuffle, you treat it like a ritual. You're telling your brain, we're going to feel this fully for the next 30 minutes, and then we're going to move forward. Second, pair your sad music with a physical release. This is something most people don't think about, but your body holds emotion just as much as your mind does. When you're sad, your muscles tense, your breathing gets shallow, your posture collapses. If you just sit still and listen to sad music, the emotion stays trapped in your body. So try this. Put on your sad song and move. Not a workout, just gentle movement. Stretch, sway, let your body feel the rhythm. Let your shoulders drop. Let your breath deepen. When the emotion has a physical outlet, it moves through you instead of staying stuck inside you. Third, use what I call the emotional gradient method. Don't go from devastated to happy in one leap. Your brain won't believe you. Instead, think of your emotional playlist like a gradient. Start with the saddest song that matches exactly how you feel right now. Then, for the next song, choose something that's still sad, but maybe 10% lighter. Then another song that's 10% lighter than that. By the end of the playlist, you're not at happy, but you're at peaceful. You're at reflective. You're at, I'm going to be okay. You're walking your brain gently toward the light instead of shoving it there. Here's what I want you to understand. The next time you reach for that sad song when you're already sad, don't judge yourself. Don't let anyone tell you you're being dramatic or making it worse. What you're doing is deeply intelligent. You're using one of the most powerful tools humans have ever created, music, to regulate your nervous system, to validate your experience, to connect with the shared human condition, and to give your pain structure and meaning. Your sadness is not a problem to fix, it's a message to hear. And sad music is the translator. It takes the chaotic, overwhelming flood of emotion and turns it into something you can hold in your hands, something with a melody, something with a beginning and an end, something that says, you are not alone. Others have felt this. Others have survived this, and so will you. Your brain is not broken for craving sad music when you're sad. Your brain is sophisticated. It knows that sometimes the only way out is through, and music is the safest way to walk through the fire. And if you've ever wondered why certain songs make you cry even when you're not sad, or why you can't listen to certain songs without thinking of a specific person, those are the neuroscience mysteries we're going to decode next. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.